From selling out arenas as the world-famous number 10 to answering roll call as prisoner number 194, this is how it all went wrong for the Samba King, and it was all because of one big mistake that ruined everything. In 2005, Ronaldinho was on top of the world. He just won the Ballon d'Or and was now officially the best player in the world. He was selling out Barca tickets for fans to come watch him play, and every time he performed a dribble, made an assist, or scored a goal, the stadiums would erupt into cheers, and he became so good he even had his arch-rivals, Real Madrid, applaud him at the Bernabeu. But despite all this success, deep down, Ronaldinho wasn't okay. He was hiding something that was eating him inside, and every time he came out to play, he put on a fake smile. So no one could notice the pain until it became so much, it forced him to give up the one thing he loved the most. See, at the end of his career, Ronaldinho went from becoming the Samba King to a non-stop party animal. Every day he was caught taking shots of alcohol, trying to drink away the pain, because he wanted to forget and escape into a new reality. I mean, from the outside, he had the perfect life. But the people close to him knew there was a big void missing in his life only one person could fill. But that one person was long gone. Growing up, Ronaldinho and his family were close, but when it got to him and his dad, his old man was his idol. They didn't have much, and so they had to stick together during the difficult times, so together with his brother Roberto, they both trained with their dad after he got off from work, and that was how their bond developed. Their dad, Joao, noticed his kids' love for the game, and even though he didn't have the money to buy actual boots for them, he taught them everything he knew about the game and made sure they understood how to play. Pretty soon it looked like all of Joao's hard work was about to pay off because his eldest son and Roberto had been scouted by a local team and given a professional contract. To celebrate, they threw him a party at his home, but as soon as Roberto got through the door, instead of tears of joy, he was crying because of something else. Their dad had a pool accident, so they immediately rushed him to the hospital, and the doctors did everything they could to save him. But with a sad note and tears in their eyes, they announced the terrible news that Joao, unfortunately, could not survive the heart attack, and that was the last time Ronaldinho genuinely smiled. All through his career, Ronaldo had been chasing the happiness of trying to feel what his dad felt when he signed his first contract. See, Ronaldinho's elder brother Roberto, unfortunately, couldn't have a successful career because of injuries, and all the responsibility fell on young Ronnie's shoulders. Usually in difficult times, he could always run to his dad for help, but with him no longer being in the picture, Ronaldinho knew it was time to step up, even if not himself, for his brother and his mom, because just like him, they had all felt the collective pain when their dad died. But instead of talking to people about their pain he was feeling inside, Ronaldinho decided to bottle it all up and let it slowly take over his life. He got his first big move at PSG, and after a taste of what the high life was like, Ronaldinho found the excuse he had been looking for. See, Ronaldinho figured that when he went out partying and drinking, he was a different person, because when the alcohol took over, it helped him forget about the pain and escape from reality. So one late night out quickly became two shots quickly became three, and 3 bottles turned into 4. Ronaldinho had now turned into a party animal, and he was on the verge of ruining his career when Barcelona jumped in to save it. See, Barcelona was trying to rebuild their team under new management, and they had 2 names on the list, Ronaldinho and David Beckham. But with Beckham agreeing to join Real Madrid, Barcelona decided to switch the attention to Ronaldinho, but it wasn't going to be easy because the likes of Chelsea were also interested in him. So they offered to bump his wages from his PSG contract, and just like that, Ronaldinho was off to Barca. In a new city with a new club, Ronaldinho was still trying to adjust to the new surroundings, so the pressures of drinking and falling into addiction laid low for a while. But once he started getting his mojo back and performing on match days, he soon started to experience that high, and pretty soon the old Ronaldinho was back, and there was no hiding it. Together with his teammate Deco, they would both go out on late nights partying in the clubs in Barca, and even reportedly came into training drunk. Because of his talent, Ronaldinho seemed like he could get away with it. I mean, the game came naturally to him, so unlike other dudes, he didn't have to train hard to put out on a performance. But once Barcelona switched coaches and the new guy, Pep Guardiola, was put in charge, it was over for Ronaldinho. See, Pep was the coach of the B team before he got promoted to coach the senior team, meaning he had been at the club for a long while, and he was getting first-hand information about Ronaldinho's partying habits. Pep was trying to build a new team, only this time he figured he wanted a lot more from his players, not just what they had brought to the pitch, but off it too. and this is where the fallout began. Once Pep started demanding his players showed more attitude and introduced strict rules, Ronaldinho couldn't cope because, unknown to Pep, he was dealing with something much bigger than him. Eventually, Pep and Barca decided they won't renew Ronaldinho's contract, and in a farewell meeting for him, they gave him a special gift to thank him for all his years he spent at the club. Ronnie, this is the link to Mr. Football. We've already subscribed to the channel for you. The perfect gift. Ronaldinho also knew that Pep had his eyes on a special kid from the academy named Messi. So in his final session, before he left, he developed a special friendship with the boy, helped him grow his game, and even assisted his first goal. See, mentoring Messi gave Ronaldinho a special feeling he'd never experienced before, because it now felt like he was in his dad's shoes all those years when he was mentoring him. But just as Ronaldinho was beginning to enjoy the new role, his contract was up, and soon he was off to Milan. And this was the beginning of the end for him. At Milan, Ronaldinho wasn't there for the football. In fact, most times he wasn't there at all. There were reports from his teammates of him coming into training drunk, and even admitted he didn't even know most of the opponents on match days. Ronaldinho was now fully into the party lifestyle, and despite a few matches of brilliance where he showed just how good he could be, it became clear that the move to Milan wasn't going to work. So Ronaldinho decided it was time to leave Europe and head back home to Brazil because he was done. Once he returned home, his passion for the game began burning out, and after stints at Flamengo, Atlético Mineiro, Querétaro, and Fluminense, Ronaldinho announced his retirement and started slipping away. At this point, he was beginning to waste all the money he had saved up from his playing days and began to gather huge debts. It didn't take too long for the bank guys to get involved, and once they realized Ronaldinho didn't have the money to pay up, they took him to court and had his assets seized, including his passport. Now, Ronaldo had become desperate, and his brother hitched up a plan that would take him out of the heat and under the radar for a while by sending them both to Paraguay. The only problem was Ronaldinho's passport had been seized, and since he couldn't legally leave Brazil, they decided to take the illegal means by faking passports to get out. But I'm guessing they both didn't think this one through, because they forgot that Ronaldinho was easily recognizable. Once they got to the airport in Paraguay, the security immediately recognized Ronaldinho and knew he was coming in with a fake passport. So they reported the case to international authorities, and despite being one of the most famous players in the world, Ronaldinho was going to trade his legendary number 10 for a different jersey number. Inmate number 194. Ronaldinho was sentenced to jail time for trying to illegally enter a country, and it's crazy how this works because this became the best thing that could have happened to him. Once he got into prison, Ronaldo had time to think through his life and realized that he had been bottling a lot of stuff up and tried to wash it away with alcohol and excessive partying. So he let go of that and found his love for the game again. Ronaldinho participated in a couple of friendly games in prison, and once the judges saw how good he was becoming and spotted the new changes in him, they released him on probation. Ronaldinho was out, and this time he was a new man. With help from his former teammates like Samuel Eto'o, Ronaldinho managed to clear off all of his debts, began a new life, and even started up his own business. Now, Ronaldinho owns his own brand of organic gin called R1, and even established his own rap studio to connect with his love for music and help aspiring rappers in his local community launch their careers. Ronaldinho turned it around, and after he finally let go of all the pain, he became a new man and was even featured in a movie about himself. He was the first to admit that he had been suffering for all these years, but that going to prison was the turning point for him. These days, Ronaldinho gets involved in a lot of charity events, and even though he's gotten older, it's clear he's still got that magic touch. And now that he's retired, he's legally allowed to perform his signature skill move that got banned a few years back by FIFA. Click the next video to find out what it is.